флешку заново перезапустить.
Oh my god. And again, you go back to round number 2, Astralis did so much damage. Na'Vi have to cut corners. The last 3 players at the very least don't have a defuse kit, and that's what causes them to lose the round. So again, it is the impact of Astralis early on in these rounds, which allows them to win that round later on.
I can't believe it, James. It looked like it was so smooth for Na'Vi, just so shy of time, but we do get the tactical timeout coming in from Na'Vi to decide what to do with this situation. They have a very limited amount of money across the remaining players, around $2,500 and less. But Simple, he saved an AWP, has an AWP, and that is perhaps always a reason to just force buy it.
Yeah, well, I think it might be hard though on Nuke, because obviously if you have a map like Inferno, where you've got the funnel choke points, if you will, you can rotate to a different position and try and surprise people, but that might not be the easiest thing to do, and he would really have to increase his risk percentage to be effective if it was just a hero AWP. But again, we've got the SMGs, and there are places where they can be put to good use. But we've got a fast play into the squeaky door position. It's been blown off. As you still has the high ground for now, but we'll catch him off guard. Right though, but the train goes the way of Astralis. 2 players left now, and now it's 1 versus 3. He can't peek this forever. He's got to find something. It will be a nice spread of that Molotov, and it will force him back.
Yeah, this doesn't seem like it could be too much. Just Simple to accomplish here. He has to start considering, do I just save this up into the next round and maybe try and do something different? Try to reset it with the AWP, and it might just be the case here as he holds the ramp position. And you can see that Na'Vi even had a good setup to defend that upper bomb site. The only thing that was open was main, and Astralis had such a fast timing. And then they started with that first kill on Zeus on the hut position, and then the defense started to topple. So very well selected rounds chosen by Astralis. But again, Simple is always the X factor, James, and he has an AWP still.
He has, but he's had an AWP for more than 1 round now, I think, and hasn't really helped them much, has to be said. They won the pistol. Beyond that, it's essentially not much going the way of Na'Vi at the moment. Astralis are imposing their will. There is the man Zonic. After every draw throughout this tournament, that man spends hours counter-stratting their opponents every single time. Very integral part to the Astralis team, who have now tied the score and are in a much better situation. They've got money for a second buy if they are to lose a round, and now we have that hero AWP. Simple with the sniper rifle, the rest on pistols.
Can he do it somehow? Can he find a way? Oh, there's a missed HE. Oh my goodness, it does a lot of damage to his teammates. Device and Zipex a little bit tagged up because of that missed HE. That was supposed to blow open the squeaky door to allow a very fast timing to peek through it, to catch anybody coming through main, but well, it shouldn't matter too much for Astralis. They, of course, have significant advantages in this round, but they know that Simple is somewhere with an AWP. Always a problem, always a consideration, as they start to try to safely take the outside position with those smoke grenades.
So as you can see in the top right corner, that is a balcony the CTs could stand on, but the smoke obscures the vision, also from the garage, which is opposite Edward, and other places. So, but you never know, with these smokes down, unless you have a CT on these stairs, you don't know if people have gone down or not. So it's really hard to try and position your team, if you are Na'Vi right now, in the right places to deal with what might be happening. It's a risk as well. As you can see, Edward looking for a headshot, but he wasn't be the recipient. And now it's a case of the AWP. This is a round which Na'Vi are probably not going to win. It would be worth trying to save the weapon, but Simple's on the ramp and he's still looking into the B bomb site.
Да, Simple стоит последний.
Maybe someone will overextend and Simple can snap them up. But Astralis, one of the most disciplined teams. Oh, Zeus needs to be spotted out. Oh, hello, maybe not. But still, Zipex gets the kill, and everything will be fine there for the Danes as they go back to the upper bomb site and get the plants in order. And Simple, once again, as you say, just sort of playing, well, just battle royale, just trying to survive against the onslaughts. And once again, looks like he will save the AWP. And if this next round, they're going to have to make it count. His teammates will have a full buy. It'll be, I think, the first full-on buy we're going to see from Na'Vi, in fact.
The loss bonus will be 2,900. They are quickly heading towards max loss bonus, which is 3,400. but all the money in the world may not save them from Astralis the way things are looking at the moment.
Oh, well, they spent they're everywhere, and that's it. Straight in the side of the head. Simple's orb is gone in the most important round, James.
Very efficient from Astralis. They allow Navi to take nothing into the next round. Very expensive to buy up on the CT side, but indeed their money is in the right place. Simple with 5,500. If he buys the AWP, he will be light on grenades. Very light indeed. In fact, he will have no grenades whatsoever. It was a late buy. I don't know if it was just a late buy or if they were discussing rifles and more grenades, but here we are. He's on the AWP once again. 5 for 5 at the moment is Simple. Ooh, we've got vintage plays now. Opening the screen door to have a look into the garage and politely closing it. He has been well raised by his parents.
Quite the gentleman. Navi waits to see what moves are made by Astralis, and the longer they wait, maybe the more awkward this becomes. And we can see Astralis are setting up a lot of nades here, perhaps into that upper bomb site with a set piece. And you can do a lot of very, very sort of set pieces into this upper bomb site. Molotov, everything, top of the heart, just after. It's just making life impossible for the CTs. And, ooh, the triple nade Astralis. That is their signature move, it seems.
Что его не видел?
Moves like that. And that's some of that demo viewing that Zonic has done.
Yeah, and you can see they had a Molotov on the floor as well, potentially to bait someone into expecting them to push that door and stand in position for those grenades. They're dangling a carrot on a rope, no biters this time. Navi still with 5 alive, trying to hold on to that smoke for as long as possible because it could be crucial.
Navi almost out of utility in its entirety. It's going to be very difficult to hold a fast rush without kind of utility. And Glaive will make a quick move here towards the ramp, starts to suggest some pressure, some presence. And Navi still not sure exactly what's going on right now, but here come the grenades, and Astralis, they have no more time. They've got to commit with this and push forwards, and Device opens things up for the first time. That's fantastic. More to go as he tries to swing around the side. He's successful. Do this? Can he survive? No. Dupree shuts it down, and Astralis with a very slow round play it perfectly from start to finish.
Takes as long as it takes, but they move in with confidence. What an entry from Glaive, almost looking directly up and shooting straight in the face. There he is. There we have Electronic getting punished for looking for information, wondering what Astralis were up to. Surely somewhere there's a gap in the defenses, but apparently not. At this point, it doesn't really matter how many Astralis players are lost because they are winning every single round. And indeed, Navi are now at maximum loss bonus. This means that between their buys, they've got enough money to buy Kevlar and a pistol, the odd grenade here or there. So these rounds can still be dangerous for Astralis.
Absolutely. These players lurking all over the place with these pistols. A couple headshots and the round swings. Perhaps Edward can have a better time of it in this round, being the solitary eagle. Zipex with the transfer. That is fancy stuff there from the man as he falls back to safety.
So again, where Zipex was standing there is a good position if you're on an anti-eagle because you get pushed from the door. Enable yourself to have a 1 versus 1. You can easily retreat if you need to, have more 1 versus 1s or otherwise. So you don't want to go too deep on your own if you're the only person in that area and most of your team are focusing on the outside. Edward now alone trying to hold on to an AK. He's got 2 kills in this round, but again, it's not really amounting to much here for Navi. Beyond the pistol, we're looking at 0-6 in favour of Astralis, and that does not bode well for the remainder of this half.
Absolutely. It is always a dangerous sign to see Zipex having a good game as well. And so far he looks very focused indeed. And Edward, can he save this AK? His way. Oh my god, he finally gets it right at the end there. So keep AK into the next round. Always nice to have an AK on that CT side. And as we move into the next rounds, as you mentioned, James, there's a lot to answer for here for Navi.
That transfer was outstanding. Zipex, always my pick. For those of you in GoTV or the Twitch Premium Pass, Zipex should always be watched. And somebody made a thread recently asking why. The reason why is because his decision making is something that you can learn from. If you look at what he is doing, I think if you ask yourself what you would do in his position, often it will be a more aggressive play but he can allow you to have a better balance by watching what he does and play for your team instead of playing for yourself. That is why you should always watch Zipex when he's on the server.
Yeah, he definitely embodies that sort of consistent approach that Astralis have from a decision-making perspective, for sure. And as we go back into this one again, Na'Vi, they have so much money now as they have the full loss bonus of $3,400. They've got the AWP on simple, the majority of nades that you would need to have a decent CT defense. But they need something more than that. And they got some aggression here, pass outside. The forward smokes come in. Electronic into a forward position. There's a flash for him. But Device over the top here, looking to see if he can find this push. But nothing is given away from Na'Vi so far. And in go those triple nades once again to the top of Hut. But you can see that Na'Vi don't have anyone there.
The funny thing is, in the earlier rounds, Zeus was playing there.
Yeah.
But now, perhaps Na'Vi are terrified of going there ever, because we're seeing it repeatedly now. So that may condition them to almost have like a weaker approach to the squeaky door position, which may pay off later on. Electronic is on fire! And now he is barbecued. None of Glaive. The AK runs hot. Simple moving away from the outside area. So this is a lot of map control which has been taken by Astralis, and it has the effect of denying information for Na'Vi unless they want to take a risk and look towards the balcony. Otherwise it is complete guesswork, and you can see from their positions they don't know what's going on. But Zeus is looking for information. If he holds here and these players move through in the right time, you might see something. Trying to double pick on the CTs, edging forward is Zipex. Now Magix has to back off. He's in a 1v1, but he's carrying the bomb. He cannot afford to take this duel and lose.
Yeah, and there's not much time left, and holding lobby as a CTs is a very aggressive maneuver, and it can really cause problems for the T side because you get so much information. And as you mentioned, that bomb is, oh dear, hello, didn't expect that one, Edwards. Straight through radio room. It's Glaive as Astralis make the move, the decision to go towards the upper bomb site, and it was a great call, as we can see. They are flooding in there. It doesn't look like Na'Vi are really in position to do anything here. They have just been completely outplayed in this round, and Device will make it worse.
Одну карту возьмут,
It's Civil Simulator 2018 here for Simple.
Yeah, and they're downloading the DLC as well at this point. So you saw the bomb was, Zipex was in that same position and Magix was holding the bomb behind him. Denial of information is very important for a T side. If the CTs figure out where the bomb is going, it makes it easier for them to try and win a round. So he had to not try and trade the frag. Win a round, Simple. Almost a highlight, but not quite. Dupree will delete him, rub him out with an eraser. 7-3, 7 rounds in a row for Astralis. Getting to the point where they're going to start to lose money because they're winning all the rounds. Not quite there just yet, but they are close. Now, Na'Vi for the most part have $3,500, but Edward had 8,800. So he spent some money and put an AWP on Simple. And he's brought down, he's gone essentially for a 4th buy, so this isn't some kind of weird half buy from Na'Vi. Can it make the difference?
Well, in this Astralis may never expect this. We'll have to see. Magix who goes first. Oh, very on point on the transfer. Up to Hut, another head roll on the ground thanks to Magix as more players come into that upper bomb site. But it looks like the reinforcements is going to stop that push for Astralis, and they're going to have to reconsider things. But in a 4 versus 2, they are happy to now just change the pace.
Again, you see all the rounds prior where Astralis put grenades to that position to try and deter someone from going there. Na'Vi picked the right timing, but still get shots in the face. And getting shot in the face is a problem in Counter-Strike. And now we have Astralis in a 4 versus 2 with yet another bomb plant. We see nothing but success, and Glaive is leading by example, 13 for 7 at the moment, top fragging on the server. And of course, he is the in-game leader.
And indeed, when we saw this veto, we knew that this map will be the greatest challenge for Na'Vi, most certainly. As Astralis is just so impeccably good on this map, it's quite scary, isn't it, James? It's just will there ever be someone who can stop them on this map? It's just so beautiful to watch them play. It's just as Sponge was saying on the desk. Astralis, they don't play boring Counter-Strike. They have so many details, so much nuance to it. And again, as you mentioned, Magix just, even though they didn't expect it, you also have the individual skill to just back it up if a surprise is coming your way. That is difficult to deal with. And once again, the full buy comes out from Na'Vi, but this time they have a twist.
2 sniper rifles rounds for Navi. Flamey has picked up the second one. Very capable with the gun as well. But are Navi capable at this point of even taking a buy round away from Astralis on Nuke? The answer's been no so far. Will it be this that makes a difference? It is, again, just abusing the man advantage. Even if he shoots one of them, which he won't, there are so many more to trade the frag. Taken out immediately. How many does he see on the death cam? What is the response? Electronic caught out of position. And again, it's a landslide so far for Astralis. Edward desperately trying to shoot through a smoke, nothing doing. It's the same territory again.
Yeah, that, oh my goodness, that 1-2 punch there from Astralis. As you say, so out of position, just caught so off guard by the pace. What a beautiful selection of round once again from Astralis. They are just making all the right calls right now. And would you expect anything less, especially on Nuke from them? And it's hard to watch when you want to see that double orb setup be the difference for Navi, but they're going to have to rethink that, perhaps.
Are we looking at 12-3 in this half?
It's
time to ask the question.
Yeah, it's going that way for sure. Just a few more rounds and Astralis will be there. Navi, will they throw in some aggression? That's another hard adjustment to make against Astralis because they always aggressive move. They're always looking for that in a way that you're thinking, maybe you can surprise them. They always just seem ready for it.
So much harassment at the end of the rounds. So much harassment. Navi going to have to change their phone numbers. 9-3. And what is there to say at this point? Magisk is he's just shy of $15,000, so I do think he's probably at the point where he's losing money by winning all the rounds. Because it's not expensive enough for the T side. A landslide for Astralis, 9-9 since the first fire round between the two teams. Let's see how it continues. We've had slow rounds, we've had fast rounds. Again, we've got the door being blown off, and that really makes you even more nervous towards that A side.
Oh, nice there from Edward.
Oh, hello.
That is so cool to see. Some detail there from Navi.
There's one for YouTube.
They'll see some damage to Dupree as well, and he has frequently been found up there on that silo position. Electronic will be completely safe from that flash as Simple is looking for where the blind spot is, which is secret. They don't know Navi, if any Astralis players have made it down there just yet. Astralis have been very good at sort of making it really hard to guess what they're actually doing. They have presence all over the map, sort of suggesting that maybe they're here, maybe they're there. It's a constant guessing game for Navi.
I want to see the T's go down secret now because Simple is waiting with an AWP. That's going to be juicy, very juicy indeed. I want to see that kind of exchange. But Astralis are harassing multiple parts of the map at the same time. They've crept into the ramp position as well, as you can see. Instantly, you can't look for information. It's like they're forcing Navi to guess the entire round. If you peek, these AKs are too strong. You're going to get shot in the face.
Oh, speaking of which, Simple strikes from the grass. Unseen with the AWP. He can't adjust in time. It's Dupree who makes the kill, and now Astralis wants to the defense. Edward with the spray, but he is going to be taken away, and that looks like it could be it because Electronic, he's 1v3. How can he do this? Oh, oh my goodness, Electronic! One more to go though, bomb planted. He will quickly apply the pressure. Nothing on that one as he moves forward, trying to guess. But it's going to be made very difficult. He's up against Divide. He's going for the hole. My God, Electronic! That's the get back in. That's the kind of brilliance you want to see from them.
Finally, a round has been won by Navi, but look at what it took. An individual play from Electronic, a well-placed Molotov, and Device, it was his turn to guess. Finally, they get something out of this. Great transfer there from Electronic. Round number 4 on the board. Is that enough? After all of one round of success for Navi, Astralis have taken a timeout. They will not allow them to have any kind of momentum. They'll have to sit and wait for a fair few seconds now. Of course, Astralis not shy on money at all. Navi will have a reasonable amount for this buy. There is the overlay. Device and Simple sniping. Electronic with an AK. I mean, the AKs have been a problem. They have been a problem in this half so far. Astralis, can they get to double figures now? The 12-3 is off at the very least. So we have about 880,000 people watching. We want to get to 1 million. Get your grandmas to get their iPads out and tune in to Face It.
Well, is back in this one now. Navi with a quick pause. Electronic perhaps with that clutch he can bring them back into this one. Lift the spirits. And he waits outside. Oh, there's one, and maybe a second falling in. Can't make it. Just enough distraction for Edward to have a go of it, but how has Magis done it once again? Ready for anything. Simple now with the AWP looking into the now Magis. He's been such a problem, and they can't find him.
2-on-2, plenty of time for Astralis. Moving towards the B bomb site. What's the rotation like for the CTs? Flamey is on A for the time being. It's Simple. He's in the lobby area, so they are out of position at the moment. Charging into the vent position, which means Astralis will hear where they are. They know roughly where Na'Vi are coming from, so they're going to have really good post-plant positions. Device and Dupree. Simple's pushing it further. It's a guessing game. They've got a Molotov and a smoke, Na'Vi. May not help them too much. Now we've got one team going towards control. That's a great headshot from Device. That needs Flamey. He doesn't even have a kit. Nothing doing for Na'Vi in that round. 10 rounds for Astralis. Some people pay for this level of domination, Dan.
That headshot from Device was absolutely disgusting. Oh man. And Magis getting the second kill onto Edward, that was the problem. Again, just, oh, yes. You love to see that. Maybe not if you're Na'Vi, but if you are an Astralis fan, certainly.
Na'Vi fighting with pots and pans in the last round of the first half. Everybody else is pistols. 5-7 still good for a one-shot to close range. And there he is. Once again. Was avoiding the area for a while. And now it's not really working for him, is it? Device popping some windows. Maybe trying to obscure some sound or suggest that players could quietly get to hell underneath the ladder position. So it's anti-eco territory for Astralis at this point. 4 more to find.
And you do indeed have to take it carefully. The Eagles, once again, you really can't understate how dangerous they can be if care is not taken. And Dupree is moving into a very strong position. If he can get hold of it, the rafters then opens up the entire upper bomb site for his team. Unbeknownst to Na'Vi, and there it is. Cleans up that upper bomb site. Simply you can't get the connections he wants. Civics, but meanwhile, it tries back at it again. A third from him. Ace, can you believe it? But finally, Magis comes in again, sweeping him down, and that will be the half. 11 for Astralis, 4 for Na'Vi.
That is a huge statement on behalf for Astralis in the first map of this series. It's a grand final of a major, and you still wonder if Astralis are smurfing.
That's a very good way to put it, James. I mean, again, we do have to temper this result. Just knowing how good Astralis are on this map, we knew that this should be the most difficult test in this best-of-3 grand finals for Na'Vi. So we do hope they can get the recovery in moving into the second half, but they absolutely need this pistol. If they do not start with a good economy, you really dread what lies in the near future for them.
Right then, is 4 rounds enough for Na'Vi to fight back on their team side? They will be the aggressors now. 2 players with grenades here, Electronic and Zeus. All can for Astralis trying to absorb these bullets. Will it be a fast play into away perhaps from the T's? They're getting into lobby at the very least. And it seems like grenades are being lined up on the roof. The door blown off early on. Glaive will take it in the face for Simple.
Very good start there for Na'Vi, and straight down the vent indeed. Looking to outmaneuver Astralis. It would be a good change for them, and they're all going to dart down there. Astralis don't know how many players, but Zipex is about to spot it out, as he'll now know they're planting on that lower bomb site, calling for reinforcements. Can't connect those long-range shots. Still a man advantage here for Na'Vi as Device goes in. Oh, that's so scary though.
It might be a quadruple pick. They're all here. The trades are massive for Na'Vi, and they look really damn good to win this pistol. Again, there is no diffuse kit in this round. Zipex needs to get a lot done, and the T's are all over the place. How does he even find all of them? With a crossfire on the side, and Edward will be enough. There is the 5th round. That's exactly what Na'Vi needed.
And just a quick moment, bit of relief there for Na'Vi. Quick moment to breathe. Great start from them indeed. Simple kicking things off, and that defense was beautiful there, and putting all the bodies in the right places and all the bullets as well. Good hold, and now Na'Vi They've got to do... I mean, it used to be taken for granted against winning rounds against Force Buys, but when it's the likes of Astralis, a Force Buy is still very hard to win.
I think on some maps, Astralis are the toughest team to win this kind of round against. Inferno, namely, one of them. Considering Astralis' T side, I can't imagine they've overlooked this as a CT on round 2 after losing the pistol. Those CZs are very dangerous. There are plenty of close quarters positions. You can even have close quarters. Very good. They've got it right here. Bleeding up. He is bleaching the floor. What do you do now? There's one gun on the floor. 2 guns on the floor, in fact, but they continue to get some frags. Where they may try to drain his bullets, but again, his glaive comes out from nowhere, and there are 2 Na'Vi players left. There's the bomb lost as well. Still no weapons for Astralis, but Flamey has a lot to do, and he won't do it. Astralis are devastating, doesn't matter what they have.
You gotta give it to them. Those bait setups were incredible. How can something so simple be so effective when you have that perfect timing? You know, all the Astralis players, they just have this crazy link. The chemistry on that team is definitely really helping in rounds such as this. Just perfect timings from the peaks will take distraction on this angle. A teammate peaks from another, and with those CZs, as you mentioned, James, it is just so strong and beautiful to finish it off with the Scout and Na'Vi. They are going to have to force find their way back into this one. We've got Deagles out.
Good luck with that. Astralis will turn your dreams into nightmares. Bunch of Deagles and a CZ for Na'Vi. At this point, they've got 2 smokes and a HE. They don't even have a flashbang. This is a pure aim round. It's a grenade, and Zeus will take a small chunk of damage. Glaive moving up the stairs, secret position, but Flamey is waiting. When does he will they back from his team? But the T's have the numbers advantage, and finally they'll get some kills. 4 on 2 for Na'Vi. Can they force right back?
Turning the tables. Na'Vi, can they close it though? Dupree out in the open with the Galil. It will not work out for him. Zeus will take him out, and now with Magisk as the last man standing with the UMP, it will be tough. The element surprise is key. Well, that's been picks up the Galil though, and he will rotate. Astralis' economy turned to dust.
Surely they fix it this time. Na'Vi with half the score of their opponent, but a world of opportunity. And a tactical timeout has been called by Astralis. Will they go for the CZ play again? Will they go for setups, bait setups number 2? I'm sure they have an album of just photos with smiley faces on where they troll their opponents with CZs, and indeed the CZs will be out once more. So this is another very dangerous round for Astralis. For Na'Vi, sorry.
And it's a mind game situation as well between the 2 in-game leaders. Now, we've already shown, Astralis, we've already shown the round that we played, or we were very successful with that bait setup in the lower stack. And of course, to some extent, that was a reaction from Astralis. They knew the rotation of Na'Vi down into that lower position. And have they scared Na'Vi from going there now? Now do Astralis stack the upper bomb site, expecting Na'Vi to do something different? Well, looks like Na'Vi might be doing something different. We'll see the initial HE grenades as they take control of lobby and radio and squeaky, looking for pushes from Astralis, and indeed Astralis have an upper setup here. So some damage, but still ever dangerous. He's not dead yet, and so he will be in a problem no matter what his health is.
Right then, do Astralis start to fish for information? Okay, it looks like we have the wall of smokes outside, so even on a round such as this, Na'Vi have been forced to give the maximum respect to their opponent. Oh, look at that counter. That is going to ruin the timing of Na'Vi. He was standing in main that entire time, Glaive, with his CZ out. And he has been waiting for this wall of smoke so he can stop them from advancing towards secret. Now, with the time it takes that smoke to disappear, there could be 2, 3, 5 Astralis players on those secret stairs. Do Na'Vi abandon what they planned to do previously, or do they continue? Now it's the guessing game. Now they have to wonder, where are these CTs positioned? So many close corners on Nuke, you're pretty much guaranteed to lose some people in a round such as this.
Yeah, that smoke is absolute genius indeed. 30 seconds for Na'Vi to move now. They are really being played like a fiddle with that one smoke that Glaive put down. The impact could be enormous because Na'Vi won't have time to check for everything. It's going to be chaos moving into this lower site. There is less than 20 seconds going into the plant on the lower bomb site. And Electronic gets a quick double, but Zipex is back into the that's all he has to do. Stop the plant. Edward takes him down. 8 seconds. Can they stop it? 5 seconds. Is that bomb going to go down in time? Oh, time hit the bomb. Oh no!
Oh my god. I could barely watch. That
smoke.
That is terrifying. That smoke, exactly.
Highest smoke ever.
What now? That is the what now smoke. And the answer is, I don't know what now.
And for those of you thinking,
how do you lose an anti-force by timeout?
Well, that's the thing. Like, to those people wondering, why is it why didn't you just go through that smoke? Well, Na'Vi didn't have any map control, and the CT rotations are so quick on this map that it's a complete guessing game, as you mentioned, James. For the Ts, there could be loads of CTs behind that in all of these setups. You want to make it a sure thing, and you have to make that hard decision. Do we just go on a gamble and maybe get absolutely taken down by these CZs, or do we try to play a safer route when that smoke goes away and then just have no time? It's actually chaos either way.
Yeah, that is terrifying. They're just outmaneuvering the entire time. I'm just glad there were no Astralis plays in the show match. I don't know about you. But this is pretty damn scary. That said, Na'Vi have AK-47s out, and 7 rounds is still doable. Yeah, 7 rounds is still doable. But then smaller here on the first map of Nuke, which was the pick of Astralis.
Yes, and you love to see it. Dupree out with the auto shot. Offensive shotguns in play on the upper bomb site of Nuke. Always a favorite. And we can see Device having fun with a very good angle there. Just playing it very safe with the AWP, waiting for Na'Vi to emerge. Na'Vi are playing a slow round here, just trying to cross their T's, dot their I's, make sure that they are getting map control safely.
I feel like an auto shotgun should always have a first sticker on, because he revolutionized the use of that weapon in ways that other people simply cannot emulate. Now, I don't know if that was the plan for that smoke. I don't know if it was supposed to go, if it's supposed to be there so it goes through the wall, or what that was, but
it either looked like a complete mistake or a setup indeed.
Or maybe he just clicked mouse 1 by accident. Anyway, we've got just shy of a minute for Na'Vi to walk into the Gatling gun. That is Zipex, and again it's a bait setup, but Device does not hit the mark this time.
And we can't stick around for too long. You can see Simple almost had Device in his clutches. Another roll. Falling back, spotted, forced out into position. Trade is had. 35 seconds to plant the bomb, and the auto shotgun now comes into play as Na'Vi desperately try to get themselves on the center. Dupree opens all he has to do, and now there's a huge threat and presence in the control room side of the lower bomb site. Zeus goes looking for it, but how much time is Dupree killing here?
Opening the door just to try and delay the plant, but there is cover. Now jumping because he knows he's close to the shotgun. He has advantages. There we go, black. 2 more T's to find. Man advantage for Astralis. They don't have a kit on the players who are alive at the moment. Perhaps there is one on the floor. An AK's being collected by Dupree. And Molotov. Simple may have to do a... Na'Vi have almost abandoned the site. Edward looking towards control. The other side, you can do a lot more. That bomb is 6 in a moment. They're going for the 10-second defuse now. Oh, and there it is. The cover is enough. Simple was compromised. And Astralis lose, they're going to steal, another round. 14-6. This is all Astralis on Nuke.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking, that round from Na'Vi. They definitely had a solid shot to make that one work. But you have to credit Dupree just with that auto shotgun. He could have just had a knife. And again, had huge impact with just knowing how to play his presence and how much of a threat that actually was. And obviously does upgrade to that AK in the end. And Dupree has been, everyone on Astralis has just powered, it seems, as time has gone on since Magic's joined the team. And 14-6 now, there is almost no room at all for Na'Vi to make a mistake as they try to make these work with the AKs, limited utility, and looks like Astralis are ready.
Ready to go through that. Glaive outside, still leading flags on. Now along with Dupree. Plenty of players seen around the hut. And again, just so separation there. Zeus just bouncing through, but this is not Super Mario Brothers. Simple left on his own, 1 versus 4. Does he think about the championship slipping away from him? Again, this is the pick of Astralis, so they may expect to win this in 3. So this may not be mentally too defeating for them if this is the continued this. So Astralis win the map.
Definitely, I think the overpass is such a home territory for them. They're so very strong there, Na'Vi, that they can get a very strong reset into that one. Astralis on the nuke, and there it is. Map points for Astralis, 15 for them, 6 for Na'Vi. And Na'Vi's money absolutely sucks.
Well. Not how you want to start a major final, that's for sure. Even if you know your opponent has a big advantage. The first map of a best-of-3 series, and Astralis are firmly at map points, and they've got plenty of them. Na'Vi left the half the score of their opponent. Deploying some grenades outside on the T side. Pacifics around the ramp, Glaive on the outside or secret. And there is the wall. No counter smoke this time from Astralis. But what else do they have up their sleeve? Astralis like the worst magician. Every time they do a trick, somebody dies.
Device is positioned himself with that orb towards that secret position. And Electronic is closest to it. Are there any setups here for Na'Vi to try with their limited utility? They have some flashbangs to maybe get a frag here for Electronic. Looks like Device is in a very safe position that he can just back away safely if he gets flashed. So we'll have to see if this one works out. Will there be a flash on his angle? Device now edging forward, Electronic. And he has been stellar so far for Na'Vi. Can he make it work? Oh, there's a miss from Device, but Electronic is still alive. There goes the grenade to delay them. But Astralis, they know exactly where the T's are at the moment.
Still so scary to try and punish Device, because how many times have you seen one CT holding an angle, takes a shot, kills or otherwise, falls back, and you chase after him, you run straight into another one and gets a free kill. You just don't know. And here he is again. Grenades to follow. 2 minutes left now between Astralis and the first map, and then 3 kills for Device, and Edward can't do anything about it either. That is firmly, very firmly taken by Astralis. 1-0 now in this series.
What a performance from Astralis on their home map. Would you expect anything less? They have been incredible this entire tournament. We saw their chemistry, we saw their study with the triple nades. Classic Astralis. We saw just how on point they are individually, how they can auto-correct with that talent that they have on the lineup. It is a fantastic way for them to start off, but Na'Vi, what for them to answer for?
Henry, what's going on, bro? Yeah, I'm just in my store dressing room. It has one of those mirrors with the lights and stuff. It's just a mirror.
I'm going to need this dressing room.
Huh? Tim?
No, I need the room now.
Have you got an upgrade? Is it like a business upgrade?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
All right. I already thought this was top of the line. I guess not. Which way?
This way, right.
Alright, sick.
That's right. Blue planet.
Adolf.
Piala, how you doing?
Good to see you. Or not. Where have you been? I've been looking for you.
How are you?
Yeah, not great, because I've been looking for you for about 2-3 months.
Oh, you know, been busy.
Remember at ECS, last ECS here?
I'm all over the place, Parla.
Signed the contract, me and you.
I've got a better contract for you.
And then at the minors, I got stuck in a never-ending loop of reproducing my own body. It's
Parla,
painful.
I've got really good news for you, actually. I have found
Me and you?
I found you the perfect partner. It's not
James.
me, but it's a lovely girl, and I think that you're going to play off each other very well. I think it's going to complement your personalities. I think this is a perfect match. You and this girl, you're going to make it together. You're going to be one symbiotic organism.
Okay.
It's going to be fantastic.
Sounds complex. It's like complexity.
It's going to be really good.
What's up with the asthma pump? Am I leaving you breathless?
It's the cold air, you know.
Okay,
It's going to be fantastic.
well, I'll trust you for now, and then
Yeah.
hopefully we can link up on this soon.
I'll be in touch
Yeah.
very soon.
So are you going
yeah,
this
the
way?
waist. Okay, yeah, I'm going that way. Okay.
Okay.
Very, very close. Thank you.
Yes.
See you soon.
It's about time, really. Oh, really excited to meet you. Parla, by the way. Can we get a headset for the chicken guys? Yeah. I've not casted with the chicken before, or really done much casting in general, so this should be good. Should be fun. Henry usually has the laptop open, right? And it makes you look more important, or like studious, maybe. Yeah. Do you want to take some notes? Can you type with 3 fingers? I don't know. But I'm looking forward to this. Gets me close to James. Why me? Why not Alex, Jack, or even Henry?
Because you're a reporter, Parla. They would sell you out quicker than the SSE at the major.
It was the chicken, wasn't it, Parla? It was 2X who put the almond milk in our afternoon tea. Wasn't it, Parla?
Yes, Dan, God, yes. I'm not safe here. Please just let me go. I'm not a rat.
You should go far away from here, Parla. When 2X finds out, you'll be lucky if almond milk is the only thing that she's put in your tea.
That actually tastes quite nice.
It is nice, but still very upsetting. Convince me. Tell me everything.
I've got really good news for you,
think this
actually.
is a perfect
You and this girl, you're going to make it together.
I overheard them in the green room. She said she wanted to make the tea really cold, 0 degrees, or even She just made it look so simple. I tried talking her out of it. She just threw the liquid in my face. My guardian angel was gone. She is a snake. We had all fallen for her tricks, and she had everyone on a leash. I tried to take a picture when she couldn't see me, but the lens on my Android was all scratched. I don't like electronic devices. We were having tacos when she gave me this weird look, like a dead fox with real fur and all. She said I knew nothing, and that I was dead to her. Exactly, Paul. It's not a big deal. Well, I knew it was major. She took premium milk, put it in her little bag, and then she poured the almond milk in the tea, like acid rain falling from a cloudy sky.
Convince me. Convince me. Convince me.
And Shazam, she was gone.
Shit, it was Parla. Son of a bitch.
They're walking, they cutting through their skin. They're hunting down their prey. Let the games begin.
Now, before we start to break down our second, or rather first map of this grand final, Face It have got a little treat for you, so we're going to take a look at that first before we get any further.
Let's roll.
Friendly flashes.
Defusing the bomb.
No team play.
I'm defusing the bomb. No.
Horrible communication. Blocking. No info.
Hold up, cover me. Let's roll. Hurry up. Let's go, let's go. Hold up, cover me. Sniper. Got the sniper. I think I heard something. Move it, move it. Got one. Throwing fire. We have one known bad guy. Hold this position. Defuse the bomb and I'll cover you. I'm defusing the bomb.
Just one more kill.
In the middle.
Let's go! And now, with that done, we can break this one down. Na'Vi stepped into the ring versus Astralis on a map they haven't lost. 18-0 they came into this one, now 19-0 as Astralis still proved to be an indomitable force on Nuke.
What a phenomenal record to have, and what a blistering way for Astralis to go towards grabbing a second major trophy. These guys just made Na'Vi look silly, but let's not panic too early. I think the only weakness, the only sign, the only player missing that we thought would be stepping up to play was Simple, who was actually the lowest fragger for Na'Vi there, and I don't think I've said that in a very long time.
Yeah, it seemed like Na'Vi had all the recipes to have a better performance than their other games that they played on Astralis on Nuke, averaging 7 rounds per game. This one, not much better, 6 rounds per game. They won both pistols actually in this performance. You would think that they would be able to put up a better showing.
Yeah, and that pistol percentage, they actually, in the first half, they were able to keep the 100% dream alive, but the CZs in the lower bomb site appeared to be way too strong, and that fell apart. So that's a stat line which is a bit of a shame to lose. But a positive is, I thought Electronic may be struggling under the pressure. He didn't have any issues. He was a shining light in some of the rounds they were actually able to put on the board, and that's positive signs moving into Overpass, which is going to be their pick.
And you saw it in the highlights. What's going on when it's a 3v1 and you're not getting the bomb down? I mean, Na'Vi had a couple of oopsies in this grand final stage.
Yeah, definitely had a couple of oopsies, as you said. The second gun round of that match, we saw Na'Vi actually get all of the kills on Astralis. 2v0, the bomb blows up, they save the op. And I think that's actually what caused the downfall, because it baits Na'Vi into continuously force buying the cycle, and Astralis had so many good executes planned at that point for the upper bomb site. They really abused there. A lot of different looks compared to when you watched them yesterday against Liquid.
Yeah, and one of those looks is actually in our demo, was this smoke grenade that we're going to be talking about. How are we going to title this one?
This was just filtering into that round you were talking about where they ran out of time, and we have seen Na'Vi get flustered time and time again. This is one smoke grenade which completely stifled their push. They weren't happy to take the risk to go through this, and that delays 20 seconds. In a really pivotal round where you need to get to the lower bomb site as a unit and get the bomb down, we know Na'Vi can be flustered. We know that they can be very fiery. You know, they made the right kills that they needed to, but the problem is this one scout play from the top of ramp completely delayed them, tied in with that smoke. They weren't able to get the bomb planted in time. Look at this, the bomb's dropped. He needs to save the jewel. It's ticking away. When he starts planning, there's only 3 seconds left, and we all know you need a little bit longer than that. So this is a pivotal round that they lost. I thought they would have been on the comeback if they were able to put this one in their back pocket.
Man, oh man, I mean, it's the tiniest margins, the clock against you, as well as, of course, the 5 Danes who are looking poised to lift that trophy. We are going to be going into a discussion around that next map, but is there any kind of closing points on Nuke?
Not particularly. I think, you know, that map was just so concise by this Astralis squad, and the issue is, even though Na'Vi have looked good on Overpass, they've had a lot of those late round kind of executes on anti-ecos in previous showings for them, even against Made in Brazil. You know, they were doing those plays onto the A bomb site, but they were lucky to get away with it more often than not. Astralis isn't a team who's going to allow that to happen. They know they need to disrupt you.
Yeah, and I still can't get over the fact that, you know, we didn't get Simple doing simple things in this first map. He's going to have to turn it around if we want to see Na'Vi take us to a third.
Yeah, it's not too surprising considering Nuke, Astralis has such a good way of neutralizing the star forces of their opponents. Overpass, we've seen Simple have some godlike performances throughout this event, so I think this is where he finds his footing and really makes his mark on this best of 3.
The script is going very similar to that was at ESL1 Cologne in the semi-final. However, the first map was Overpass, the second was Nuke. Na'Vi lost Nuke 16-6 there as well, but Overpass they had won in the opening 16-13. So maybe there's no need to panic just yet, because Na'Vi, we've seen them be able to do it before, but now the pressure's on. They have to reverse sweep the best of 3.
And, yeah, talking of best, it's Device on Overpass. A lot of praise has been given to him on this particular map for just being a dynamic performer.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot more difficult for him to out-AWP or at least always out-position somebody like Simple, who I don't even think he knows what he's doing when he's going into rounds. He just makes magic happen. We have seen Device, you know, school players like Fallen, you know, they know the picks that he likes to make and just tear him apart. But I think Simple's a different beast. The problem is he needs to show up right here, right now. And we already did see the frustration creeping into the Na'Vi roster with some of those tilt rounds. But here on the screen, there's smiles all round. So that's a positive sign. It means maybe they've been able to reset. Maybe they know that Nuke was always going to fall apart.
Well, I've received word that this second map in this grand final is just moments away, despite Edward looking like he's having a lounge. And so I guess it's this time once again. Wembley, it's the grand finals. It could be the last map. Will we see the legend that is Simple, the world's best player, seriously have that trophy taken away from him in 2? Will he put up the fight he has to on Overpass? All questions that we will get answers to, but first I want to hear you roar, Wembley. Let me hear you! It's map 2, we're going into Overpass, Na'Vi on the ropes, Astralis looking to do it in 2, and it's your casters, Bardolph and DDK to guide you through.
Thank you very much, Alex. Astralis will start on the CT side of Overpass. Na'Vi will be the aggressors. Can they take it to map number 3? We will very soon find out. Edward and Zeus picking up grenades for the T side. All Kevlar for Astralis. A confident start for the CT stat.
Yes, absolutely. They want to fight. It's not going to go down. ruining Na'Vi here. Headshots abound. And that they're trying to counter, they'll fall back out into safe positions on the bomb site. They know it won't be a rush now, and they've got some early information.
1 minute 10, and Dupree admires the skin of his MP7. Not shy to be up top, expose that long position, and Na'Vi know that there's probably cover from further back, and indeed, devices there if needed. Dupree can use that smoke to suggest he might be lurking back. As you could see, there was a jump peak there. Again, going back to early overpass near the party area, there was a place where always have the jump peak. Never punished, doesn't do it anymore though. But it's always good to have somebody looking what might do for Astralis. Dupree now holding on to this long position. And again, this is round 2. We've only seen 1 frag for Na'Vi. They need to get more out of this round.
Yeah, it would definitely be nice. Start to whittle away the economy of the grows. Simple is always dangerous, but there goes the bomb at the feet of Dupree as being spotted now and still looking for that kill. And look how hard it is, how difficult Astralis is. Simple to have any peaks that are favourable. Quick flick comes in for the frag, but is that good enough? I guess we'll find out soon, as AKs will be coming up from Na'Vi in the next round.
1 frag per round isn't quite hitting the mark, it has to be said. And we're going to have the surprise buy from Na'Vi. This is not what you normally have in the round number 3 after losing the pistol. Now, if they fail to get something done here, they're going to be on the back foot. But have a look at this. Electronics being given the AK, Flamey with a Galil. 2 Deagles and a P250 on Zeus. They've got some grenades. There's an early one, and maybe that's an early warning. Why is there a flashback? Device may ask.
Absolutely, but Dupree, he's not having too much of an issue. Does take down. It's important. Oh, the first timing there. Magis finishes it off. Electronics down, and that's what the AK out of play, and that tells Astralis everything they need to know. They're so proactive here.
The first 2 frags they got were the Galil and the AK with SMGs. They're having a whale of a time, Astralis. Finally, though, a pistol will do something. Xipek's taken out for the 2nd time. But again, he was in a very aggressive position. Don't expect to see an Astralis player there. Magis moonwalking out of the tunnel earlier on. And now they're starting to fight back, Na'Vi. Astralis have an idea as to where the bomb might be. That's a question.
And that's a very interesting model. That's really going to suggest that there may be a push on Monster. You can see Magis has a very good position to just delay if there is a push, but he doesn't have a position to get information to confirm if they are pushing Monster. So right now, Astralis don't have any idea as to what's going on. And Na'Vi have made a real round of this, and they've all got rifles now, which is a very welcome change for them as they start to encroach closer onto that A-bomb site. And it needs to go their way here. Dupree with 11 HP, the man to stop it perhaps.
They're running out of time. Also, this toilet sign, look for that to be covered in spray later on to make it harder for teams to line up their grenades. But, 19 seconds, the time is running low for Na'Vi. Indeed, they have position, but Magis keeps dueling SMG, and he refuses to go down. 9 seconds down, Simple looks up a chance, but he's passing on the wrong side, surely. Indeed he is. Unbeknownst to him, Glaive outside the box to get the 3-0 for Astralis.
And it's so heartbreaking, isn't it? He just can't know. It's a gamble at that point. You don't know whether the CT will be rotated from B or, well, from which side from B. And Unfortunately for Na'Vi, they won't make it work. And surprise buy has not left them in the worst of territory. They get in that round. So only one player surviving for Astralis, which hurts their economy a lot. And this round, Na'Vi could get some pistols out, and they will. They've got a Deagle P250, or actually 3 P250s and 2 Deagles. So there is some damage potential here, and that's what they'll be looking for.
I see a variation of the bottle smoke on the T side of the monster tunnel, which makes it hard to rush in. If the smoke was on the other end, then the T's would have a chance to burst through it with flashbangs over the roof, but that far back gives the CTs a little more advantage. One flashbang and one smoke from Na'Vi. Bomb picked up by Zeus, and they're trying to force Device back, but we'll have to wait and see if he agrees. Dupree not aggressive up long this time. Astralis changing their formation. That previous round was good for Na'Vi in terms of frags, but of course, losing it was a gamble. Put them back on eco, so Astralis can start to catch up once again.
And you never know with a buy like this. Minute left, and this bait setup in the bathrooms could be quite powerful, but again, just takes one of those Deagles to connect, and he can come toppling down here on the defense for Astralis, and they'll give it the respects. They'll fall back onto that bomb site. 40 seconds now, and Na'Vi's presence truly felt towards the safe side of the map. And there's a peek here from Mandus, you can see he's looking towards the corner. That's the position. Spots it, it's open, doesn't get the kill, but some damage in. There's smoke, oh dear, that smoke's very hard for Na'Vi.
For those of you wondering why this round is taking so long, I think it's something the analysts have alluded to this week already, is that Na'Vi wants Astralis to spend as much money as possible. Every edge has big value. That's why we're running the clock down. And as you can see, Astralis is almost of guns, so so much money for Na'Vi and having planted the bomb. But at the very least, in a round where it's unlikely, they've made Astralis use almost all of their grenades.
Yeah, and that's like $1,200 or so for each player, so it is pretty valuable. And with always having the chance at getting some headshots in there as well. Certainly a well-played round, although they didn't get the kills. And we now move into AK-47s here for Na'Vi, and a full selection of utility to back that up. So it'll be fun to see what they decide to do with their first proper buy rounds. And there's no all-power map just yet. And overpass that feels very strange, but Astralis keeping things, their economy in check.
It's really cool to see that somebody made a proper jump throw before that smoke to monster tunnel, because before there were all kinds of stupid lineups which took a lot longer to deploy to the smoke grenade. So that really cuts the time down for the CTs, which is fantastic. Glaive is now holding a pop flash. So off of your screen, while long is being taken, you can see the line there, the pop flash for the 2 CTs. They're not going to go all the way into short B, but maybe they have the inkling that it is most likely safe, and perhaps that will send more players for the CT side back towards A.
I love how active Astralis have been. They've used a lot of flashbangs to get information, and here comes Dupree. Another information play. He's going to find out a lot. That's a beautiful flash. Dupree absolutely blind and now dead as well. Na'Vi make their presence known as they start to trigger the push onto the A-bomb site, forcing Device back with the utility, smoking off CT to prevent the rotation, but Glaive, he snuck his way forwards. Can he delay the push? And he tosses in some grenades. He is so alone right now, trying to Zeus doing more damage as Device is in there. There goes Glaive. What else can Device do? Well, not very much. Up to Magisk now.
Oh, is it going to get Kobe? Oh, it's close enough. Now, there were problems there for Astralis. When Dupree got taken out towards long, he was flashed, so at best, maybe he sees Edward. But I don't think they knew that 3 players were on long, so Magisk's rotation as the last man on B takes longer. There were some nice positions from Astralis on the side. You can see the fight between the teammates and the angles they were holding. However, Na'Vi would prove victorious. Now, Flamey's having a quick reconnect to the server. But indeed, the score is 4-1 in favour of Astralis, who have money to spend, or had.
And it's really cool to see that Na'Vi decided to go towards that A bomb site. Perhaps knowing that Astralis would choose to play the rifles, not upgrading to an AWP. That's expensive. You already have the rifles. No need to have that extra expense, because if they win the 5 rifle round, Astralis, they'll have more money in the long term. So banking on the Astralis making that play, Na'Vi think, you know what, those AKs, they're going to have massive value towards A. It's going to be easier for us because there's no AWP. And Astralis responded by trying to be very active towards the B side of the map, but still, those AKs very powerful. And James, it's very good to see that Na'Vi are winning some of these trade battles. That's going to feel very good after Nuke, which was quite a struggle.
Can they get some consecutive rounds together? Even that has been a problem, ignoring a pistol round. Device will be pulling out the AWP. Flamey is back on the server. The AKs are coming out for Na'Vi, and the unpause is here. All right, then let's see if Na'Vi can get that consecutive round on the board. So important for them. Hello, London! Oi, oi, Savaloy. I haven't heard a single oi, oi, Savaloy shot. You guys, you're shouting KFC, but you can't do oi, oi, Savaloy. What's going on? There we go. Thank you.
Back into it. Here we go. As a quick fast forward, nade is thrown by Astralis. Again, as mentioned, keeping that aggression on and making sure that every position is a guess for all utility. Every single corner. And meanwhile, they fall all the way back to Astralis onto their bomb sites, respectively. And the ops in play now on Device, that can change everything. It's difficult to know where Device is going to be playing as well, because he can play pretty much every position on this map. He's very dynamic.
Yes, he is. He's not in battle sniper mode just yet. It is the 2-man setup towards long with 3 on B. But as time continues to tick, will we see the positions change for the CTs? Dupree hasn't been too shy to just hang out on long. So what does the information in Dupree's position mean for the rest of the team? If his position is compromised, obviously we'll see a big rotation, but will he look for something, or will they just continue to play out this bait setup? Glaive moving up now, so there is a change as time continues. They're putting 2 in this direction. I would have thought he might have covered towards Device's left, but no, they're really invested in long.
Maybe they have a read here as how Na'Vi might play around like this. And we've seen some pop flashes for Edward previously, but he is alone, and there is a huge blind spot. I wonder if Device will check it in time. We'll have to see if Na'Vi will push all the way up there. Smoke's on the bomb site now, all over the place here. Now turns warm towards him as Device has to finish off the flame. Toilets, Edward just has to delay. Oh, that's beautiful there. Baiting blade into his spray, takes him down as simple now. Forces his way into the site. Still alive, but no problem for Electronic. Magis is in town though, but not in the defense, and they exploited it fully.
Na'Vi now showing the power of the AK, excuse me, but congratulations to, or credit to Edward there. His job was purely to show presence on long and keep the players entertained. And I thought maybe Astralis have a hard read that Na'Vi are always going to take long if they're going to push A. They said the second player there, Edward, is just constantly just being a nuisance. Then he pre-fires when the pick finally comes in. In the meantime, Device is in a 1 versus 4 from the toilet position. Smokes all over the place, and they get almost completely wiped, if not wipes. On the pistols, so I guess they were wipes. 2 to 4 now, still in favour of Astralis, but the current situation is all Na'Vi.
Yeah, I think you made a really good point there, James. Just the mind games between the 2 teams. Both teams will have studied the hell out of each other to going into this game, and will be trying to bank on some of those tendencies. And if that really was the thinking from Na'Vi, that is the 500 IQ play, and what an important moment for it. Again, as you say, we're on the pistols for Astralis, and Simple will take down Zipx towards the B bomb site as Na'Vi increase the amounts of map control that they have. Electronic now will have some fun as well. Edward catches the back of Glaive, and this round is over, surely, very soon.
Statistics. 2 USPs remain. Potato guns in a round such as this. Not much money in the bank here for Astralis. Money to spend in that round. It's a free round for Na'Vi. All the players survive. And an AWP has been deployed to Device. Right then, Na'Vi 1 round away from tying up the score. Again, it was a very dominant game of Nuke, but this is a pick of Na'Vi, and I'm sure they would love to have a strong T-side.
Yeah, it already looks so good, or so much better, I should say. And there is the quick Molotov there from Electronics. You can see fast pushes on shorts. Zipex meanwhile flashed in, and that smoke is not perfect, but was it by design? I'm not sure. If it was thrown by the CTs, must have been. At least it's a deep one. And there's no T's down there. Teams will often put a lurker on from the T side on that monster tunnel.
Yeah, you never quite know, and Electronic is respecting the edge of the smoke. If you start to creep close to the smoke, you will be more visible to your opponent in many situations, so he really does not want to do that. Astralis now have changed their setup. Very important to change your identity when you're defending here in Counter-Strike. Now they don't have that investment that they had on Long in previous rounds. Dupree and Device in the toilet position, so maybe we will see more Battle Orca style from Device in this position.
And the T's will now move further and further forwards. Bomb still left towards T-spawn, let's not forget as well. Someone will have to rotate to pick that up. I think it will be Simple as he makes his way back to the rounds. And obviously Magis might have a spot here. Once again, the bait set up for Astralis in the toilets. Very strong, but Na'Vi, they're starting to rotate back towards the B position. And Astralis don't have any info on this just yet. This might surprise him if Na'Vi go in quickly. We'll have to see if that's going to be the case, because there comes the counter smoke. Will that delay things, or will Na'Vi just go straight through?
You can see Zipex not standing deep in the corner by the barrel, so he's not exposed to short. Smoke's on. Flavor there, position you also see Zipex, and here we go. The AK's prevail again. And Zipex by the barrels. He can't quite find the mark. Now he's going to be moving into post-block situation. They're a man down, and that stays that way as the trades come in. That's a nice shot though from Flamey. 2 more to find. Dupree by the sand. Glaive still at the back of the site.
Hold the line, Flamey, can he do it? One more, but not the final one. Glaive saves it. Has time to collect the AWP and get the defuse in. Doesn't have a kit though, but there is plenty of time. And my goodness, that went down to the last man. So at the very least for Na'Vi, this is an opportunity. They did so much damage.
This is actually a giant problem for Astralis. The fact that only one person survived before they defused that bomb. They have no money in the bag. Na'Vi are falling over stacks of cash at the moment. If Na'Vi win this round, they could take the lead, even though they're 2 rounds down at the moment. And Astralis notice they'll take a tactical timeout to figure out what to expect of Na'Vi in this round and how to get around it. Big opportunity for Na'Vi.
It's so encouraging to see after that first map. Hope restored for Na'Vi. Astralis must make this one count.
Cheers!
10 seconds and we're back into this one. James, Astralis, we're going to see something new from them. They are very good at the CT side aggression, but it's so characteristic, so strong on a map like Overpass. Will it be towards the B side, the A side? There's so many different options and ways to do it, and it could be the mix-up that Astralis need in this moment, because they cannot concede this round, otherwise they are broken.
Smoke down outside Monster as per usual. Often you'll find a T side lurking towards B with just the 1 player, but Na'Vi have 3. Edward is moving over as well as you. So again, to me, this is indicative of the opportunity they know is ahead of them to move forwards into the B bomb site, use and abuse that numbers advantage. But Astralis see no presence around the map as well. They've got Dupree and Connector, and they've got 4 people focusing on the B bomb site. Astralis are expectant this is going to be a war.
Yeah, not too much utility left here for Astralis. Right now, goes down straight away. Na'Vi look to the flank, but Dupree stands to keep himself alive. It won't matter if Flamey's still fighting for it, looking to see what he can do. The transfer not good enough now. Down to Simple, the only player with any health left alive, and that's a great headshot from him. 45 seconds to play with. He has the bomb. This can still go so many ways. He can still go to A.
Oh, Zeus has got a free kill here. He's got a free kill unless the other CT goes back to the balcony, but he's got to be really careful about Glaive's position. He's got to take it close, and he's got to do it before they realize that nobody is on A. If that rotation comes back, quite telling. He's going for the spray, but Glaze just hiding, looks up, and he's taken out. Device there with the AWP. He has an angle for the site. You can plant it by the pillar, however, so there is a chance for the bomb to go down. You see, he spots it. He knows a player is short. Oh, there it is. The timing brutal for Device, but he can go for the wall bang. Zeus with 10 HP on the site, and he may think Zeus is still there. Look at the lack of money on us. It was a close one. Na'Vi has played a master stroke, and you can see Zeus continuing to push. Device has got no idea. Zeus will chase, and Simple will go for the flank, I'm sure. Before Device makes his way towards long. Oh, he's missed it! 10 HP versus an AWP. That's going to be something maybe. So it's a nice bait, but does Device go for the cross? He's only full health, and I think
oh my god, how is he alive? Device does not know how close he was to dying there. Oh my goodness, that, as you said, that AWP is really crucial. However, Na'Vi might be able to find the exact type of round to negate it and just perhaps bypass it entirely. We'll have to see what their read is on this situation, because now knowing the Device has an AWP, that is a big weapon to play around. Astralis can throw in some cheeky aggression with some grenades, and that can cause big problems in a round such as this, which otherwise, had he lost the AWP, might be free. And we'll see that that is the case. Astralis buy up it, Device aggressively towards the missiles and some supporting grenades.
They're spending a lot of money though, compared to what they had. We saw on Nuke these were very dangerous rounds, although it's not quite Nuke, but there's still loads of close corners where they can spam these CZs, and they can play crossfires quicker than you can communicate the issue. Quicker than you can react, adjust. 2 HEs, Zipex and Glaive, they were holding them for a second, but it seems they've gone back to their guns now. Look at the timing from Dupree, absolutely perfect from him. Just as Monster has questions asked.
Big save coming in there that's Zeta his pushes forward. Fantastic from Na'Vi so far, and there with both players on the way into the bomb site, but Device is quite the problem, isn't he? Doing some significant damage to the remainder of Na'Vi. Edwin and Electronic very weak, but how do you do this? 1v3 with an AWP. It's not an easy one.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why he's not running away, he's not necessarily going for it. He's hiding in plain sight. With the position he has, it's strong for 1 versus 1. If he takes a shot, he can fall back, take another one. He's got full health, so he should survive the bomb explosion. So important again that they hold on to this AWP, but will Na'Vi read that he's here? You can see that Zeus is on the high ground. Doesn't have 10 HP this time, Zeus. But Device, he knows upstairs could be compromised. Looks like he's going to go to Graffiti instead, which... 5-5. And Na'Vi still have many advantages. Astralis spent little that they had, so it's another eco round with an AWP for Astralis.
And again, that's so awesome to see from Na'Vi's perspective after having that struggle of a map 1 and just seeing it be the case that it was impossible for them to win these T rounds with their 4-buys. And this time it's quite a different story as they look confident up against Astralis, not only individually but as a team, and also with the calls from the in-game leader, Mr. Zeus. They have been good so far, and got to be so careful in rounds such as this. We'll see what their approach is. Looking at a default so far, just keeping things pretty steady here. A quick pop flash over sewers for Electronic to get some information. Where is Device? Na'Vi may find out sooner and not in the way that they want than later. If we see Device go for this peak, but it's going to fall back onto the B bomb site. Astralis gamble stacking B, and they are right so far at least.
This has been favoured from Na'Vi of late. However, this time they have Edward going for information. He's just moving to the long position at the moment. Are we going to see a 3-man boost from Astralis? Look at where they're going. Information seeking, but Device is not one of these players. There's 2. Up we go, and there's number 3. Hello, Zeus. Have we seen him play to his left? I'm not sure if he did. Na'Vi don't expect it. The problem is, even without a kill, this is a lot of information. Ding dong, and that's Zeus taken out. Still don't think this. He is being checked. for, or is he? No, he's not. In the meantime, he can make a play. Electronic pushes in, runs the play, has the bomb. They haven't seen the bomb yet, Astralis. Now they know Edward is on A. Magisk still on the B bomb site. Which way do they go? He's got an AK as well. This could be brutal.
What do they have? Yeah, so in the smoke, the AK's as his teammates push forward. Simple, caught off guard, that's the up down. And this is very problematic here for Astralis. So they have to go for the fast pushes. And the 1-for-1 is fantastic for Astralis. And the orb to hold into this. Oh, and there's the pink. It's strong from the Vice as Astralis take a very unexpected round and they pick up a second AWP for their troubles.
That was not the round they were supposed to win. Astralis were in the bin. They were in the bin. And they managed to climb out and put Na'Vi in that position for a brief time. But again, Na'Vi have so much money. Astralis didn't survive with the numbers. Yes, they've got 2 AWPs, but there's still opportunity for Na'Vi to even aim for a good 9 rounds here in this half. But they cannot afford too many mistakes like that. That was crisp like potato chip from Device. And now we will see if Dupree can do the same.
Yeah, he's been quite decent with his aggressive plays. Looking forward to seeing how that pans out for him. Device here with the orb, and there's flashes go behind. Ooh, that was a close one. Teasing. Too simple. We'll see. No. Astralis get the information. We get some utility exchange as Na'Vi still work on early map control. And Device rotating with that AWP, it seems. Astralis perhaps, I mean, they know it. Na'Vi have had a lot of success hitting this B bomb site. And I reckon it's going to be another B.
Don't think that one was supposed to go there. I like that. Na'Vi starting passive towards A, and Device is starting to creep. Electronic now, the lone lurker around the B area. Now, will Astralis have a full sense of security, perhaps? Electronic looking for a play to jump off the sandbags and one-tap them. That would be a good denial of information. Still 3 players on B. They know Na'Vi like to take it slow in most cases, at least towards the A site. Now, Glaive is starting to move up long. How far will he go, though?
Moment of silence here as Na'Vi begin to creep towards A once again. Bond still towards B, and there is 25 seconds left in the round. Astralis starting to get antsy here. Surely Na'Vi must be going somewhere, and they have to commit into a bomb site, and it's got to be B at this point. Bomb on Monster. It will be dropped by Simple as he pushes forwards. The entry fragger there. With that, AWP misses the flick. Gets himself a headshot. They have to pop the bomb. It's going to be close, but no, it's denied, and there's no chance here in the 1v3. Electronic as Astralis close it down.
So down to the wire for Na'Vi. They had a 5-on-5 on the B bomb site. Everybody had pretty much rotated there for Astralis. Astralis had got too much information. Not enough cover, no smokes on the site, nowhere really safe to plant the bombs. Zipex with the hero play once again, and that's why you watch him. All those opportunities for Na'Vi that we spoke about, monetary issues for Astralis starting to slip away as we move into the last 3 rounds of the first half. 7-5 in favor of Astralis. Tactical timeout for Na'Vi at the moment. There's still money to buy, but they can't make it so easy for Astralis in terms of having all of their players on one site.
This is definitely a tough situation for Na'Vi. That momentum switching definitely now very troubling last few rounds, and you know, you start to wonder if that really incredible play with the pistols and all the USPs and the AWP from, you know, with that initial frag from Magisk, because that round from Astralis was played so brilliantly. If that could be the moment that really switched the momentum, because it seems like it could be the case right now in Na'Vi. Back on the AK-47s, that double up is still persisting here for Astralis, of course, and they still have so much left in the playbook, James.
But not quite. 3 players starting towards B for Na'Vi. It's a team flash! From Na'Vi and Astralis. And the CTs get off better. But it is a 4-on-4 now. There's more space for Na'Vi, especially with so much time on the clock. going to be harder for Astralis to go for that information, but they're not shy of a jump peek, because it's constantly showing presence to CTs towards short B. They're telling Na'Vi, we know where you are, and we are expectant. What are you going to do about that?
And they got some confidence, that's for sure. They can go and take some risks if they want to and try to surprise Na'Vi, because they've been pretty passive, generally speaking, around these positions. Edward is the weakest player. He's asking questions towards that A bomb site, trying to get some information for Na'Vi and burning that time, using that time to try to make the round more. As you mentioned, James, and that bomb is still more moving towards that B bomb site as Device gets the pick towards A. And now Edward, oh my goodness, this could be... Will his timing... Oh, catches a rotation. Oh, takes a flash in the face. But now his teammates can go into that B bomb site. And it's clear, James, they have no idea, Astralis.
Could be there sooner rather than later. That's a massive frag for Edward. He's only got 14 HP. Now what can Glaive do? Device is miles away from the site, having to rotate away from A, down the long position. And Glaive is very close to the smoke. Can he really afford to wait for Device? Glaive is the man with a kit in this situation. Wondering what else could be going on, but it seems that Astralis are thinking better of it, and they will hold on to these two weapons. Device with 46.50 in the bank, they can buy around what they have, so they have chosen the conservative route. And we are looking at round number 6 for Na'Vi.
Wow, what an amazing round. If you consider that, as you mentioned, 14 HP on Edward, he somehow finds that blind spot, able to push all the way, finds the key rotation. Na'Vi back in it when you thought things were looking very grim. They pick up a very key round, and the money for Astralis still looking pretty decent, so they're not in too much trouble as we move in towards the ending rounds of this first half. The flash just connecting for Edward for a little bit more damage, but it didn't seem to matter. And it's good to see Edward making some key plays there. But this could be brutal. If Na'Vi are to lose this one, they are pretty screwed for the following round, but it's good to see the simples will be over here on the T side, James.
Yeah, I think that because there's not much cash in the bank, so a 9-6 or an 8-7. Which one are we going to see? Edward in the playground, too big for the swing, of course. Glaive and connector, Device moving back from the toilet position. Many different angles he can take there. There's a big flashbang from Zeus, but of course there's no reaction from the CTs because they are further back. 2 CTs in the B bomb site, but Dupree will be the rotation man. And the balloons point to Na'Vi. Ooh, but nobody quite knows where they are.
And Device, just took a flash there. There's no peek. Device gets to hold the angle still. Charlotte's surely asking some questions. The rotation comes in. Device suspicious now, and it's one click of the finger, and Na'Vi could be in some trouble. A lot of time here. They don't have much map control. They start to creep up along, and Glaive picks up the kill onto Zeus. Astralis is surely starting to put the pieces of the picture together as to what Na'Vi are doing.
Have a look at Glaive though. He is rotating towards the person who's just picked up the bomb, but he might not be able to catch him in time. Of course, he doesn't know the bomb is there, and Na'Vi now right down the long position. Avoiding flashbang, but he's to rotate now. In that position. Dupree's left onto the side, which means the Device is baiting. Even if he goes down, there are huge numbers for Na'Vi, especially with this time on the clock.
Someone's got to come out. Gets but Dupree's even better. Flaming lockdown for Glaive to finish off. Astralis picking up another round. Na'Vi, they had opportunities, but they were suffocated.
That flank from Glaive through connector as well. Didn't catch the bomb early, but finished off the round late for Astralis. So maybe it is going to be a 9-6. No plant means even less money for Na'Vi than they otherwise may have. So we're going to have Astralis with a lead at half-time, already 1-0 up in this best-of-3 series.
Na'Vi, can they get number 7? Yes, a couple pistols and a couple AKs and a bag full of grenades here to make it happen. It's going to be very difficult. Astralis has been so disciplined so far. Na'Vi starts to push towards the B positions here. We see Electronic being the man to push Suez by himself. And no spot just yet. Magic's got a slightly forward position, very safe. As a teammate for support if required. They've had much success towards that B-bomb site, at least in opening it up, and it might be what can give them that 7th round, but Astralis definitely feeling it. They've got 3 players on B.
Na'Vi Navi once again focusing on that B-bomb site. The flash behind Zipek so we can peek Monster. Although, well, I guess they know that there's no money for an AWP in this round. Otherwise, the player far back would be able to take a shot anyway. Would be blinded for the briefest of seconds. Hear the warning bell. Jules looks for that short position match. It's good for one. Flaming will enact revenge. The bomb has not been spotted for Astralis just yet. The Real will stay close to Connector on the high ground. There are 3 CTs here on B for Astralis.
They have a situation, but I mean, you can shoot your way out of the situation. And Dupree, the timely flank comes. The bomb on the ground as Dupree stands tall by Connector, and the round goes to Astralis. 9 for them at the end of the first half, and that's 6 for Navi. Navi did a good job though in getting 6. They lost the pistol, let's not forget.
Indeed, Dupree peeled them like the flayed man on that short B position. And now we've got Astralis moving to the T side. So let's see, can Navi take this to a 3rd map? First, they've got to catch up. They have to win this pistol. Otherwise, we may be looking at a 12-6 scoreline, and that would be disastrous. Some fans may feel like this major's already been won, but there's plenty more to fight for.
Certainly, and you know, as Simple stated previously, at the New Legend stage for Navi, it's when it gets emotional. That's when it gets intense for them. That's when they get big on the stage. Let's hear it for Navi. Let's give them some energy, London.
4 players for Astralis moving to that B box. I think there's a boost here for this. Oh my! Reconstructive surgery for that one. For Astralis. Rugby, no stop. Leaving Zeus and Electronic. And now just the latter, wondering what on earth has happened. The players on B have been deleted.
My God, it's going to have to be the hardest way. The hardest path. The path of most resistance. I suppose that's how it's always going to be against Astralis. They tidy it up at the end. No one died for Astralis. That's pretty clean.
Boy, being in a boost position and getting shot in the face twice from 2 with a Glock. Bursting the watermelon.
It's not fair, James.
Navi will be very thirsty indeed. They've lost the pistol round. Worst case scenario. Defending after losing the first pistol, losing the second one. Already 9-6 down. 12-6 looking very, very likely. Starting with wide with half the score of your opponent. When it's playing 40. There is it. Taken out of the sky is Edward.
Seems like nothing can quite go Navi's way at the moment. But pistols in hand. They look to stand strong on the B-bomb side as Astralis start to weigh it up. Start to coordinate this. Electronic set back into the water as well. It's so incredibly is falling around Electronic. He gets a quick headshot here. Electronic picks up a Mag 10. Through onto Zipex. Surely not too often. As he gets a moment to breathe. Finds. Oh no, he runs out of pistol. Can you believe it?
What was that execute from Astralis? There were flames, they turned all the lights on, nobody could see anything, but Electronic still found a way to make it close, but not close enough. Look at the adjustment. Heinous stuff. He did well to take it that far, but no. Now we have the USBs. 1 piece 50 on 2, the flashbang on Electronic, but we're looking at a 12-6 scoreline there.
We are definitely, again, it's just so difficult for Navi, isn't it?
It's difficult for everybody else who isn't Astralis in Counter-Strike.
We are still waiting to see Simple truly activated as well. That's something that we're waiting for. Perhaps when Navi can get some momentum on their CT side, he can get an AWP in his hands. He can start having some freedom, the run of the map, build up that confidence, start showing us the quality we know that he has. Not proactive with what little they have, taking over the Suez position, but for Astralis, they know how to deal with pretty much any situation in the anti-eco.
The Navi players on a death march site, and the gods will show them mercy. To say about that. tie was inevitable. Edward will ring the bell, but we're looking at 12-6 Astralis. Ultimately, that is the situation.
Absolutely, but there is perhaps a silver lining to this round. You know, as we've seen, Edward's managed to find himself an AK-47. They can try to protect that position on the map, and there is little incentive for Astralis to really go and hunt down Na'Vi. So we may get a gentleman's agreement when that AK just survives for Na'Vi, and that's something at the very least, James. Something for Na'Vi to keep hold of.
If they get there. But psychological warfare says hunt, and Magic Spoy is looking for these players. Electronic and Edward running past his position. You can see him directing his sound so you can figure out where they're going. Welcome them. He can get some bonus money for some kills with this UMP. And of course they will want to take the AK away. Edward in the playground, and there goes the AK. An upgrade for Glaive, and Zeus doesn't have much to smile about with 18 HP and a P250 and half the score of Astralis.
I guess I was wrong, James. No gentleman's agreement. No gentleman in the grand finals of a major. Every edge.
No gentleman here, just mans on road.
All the man in.
5-man on road for Astralis.
Indeed, and they hit 12 on the scoreboard now, and they are 4 rounds, 4 wins away from a very important trophy to perhaps really cement this Astralis era that we're seeing.
You know how badly Simple wants that trophy. He is not done with this match just yet. Well done, 12-6. Astralis moving around. An exchange of grenades. Speaking of which, how deep is the grenade book of Astralis? It's looking like a 3-part trilogy with the largest of novels. Edward and Zeus getting aggressive towards short B now. Looking to take some real estate. It's very important for the CTs if they can take that area. Although they don't want to overextend, so holding the angle will be enough for now.
Astralis once again crossing the T's, dotting the I's. Don't want to fall into any setups that Na'Vi have lying in wait, so they send out the grenades to deal with that, cover space, and also cover their tracks. Make it hard for Na'Vi to know what they are doing, and you can see some questions being asked of Simple in the bathrooms, but you'll find absolutely nothing behind that smoke. That cover of smoke preventing Simple from seeing anything is the window that Astralis start to rotate towards B. And again, Na'Vi none the wiser, but they do have 3 there to defend.
Very good timing from Edward, but dying surely wasn't part of the plan, and that's Econ Astralis. Simple. Now before you can throw the grenade, but does he fight to the death here? Being a nuisance is Simple. They know they can't really press on with his presence there. Manages to get a flashbang. Still 2 people stuck in the short B position. Look at the time on the clock. And Will Simple. Surely going to get wiped out. Hold on a second. 1-on-1 with 10 seconds left in device. Somehow, no bomb plant needed.
Oh my goodness, again, just on a nice edge, these rounds, and
look at him, he's loving it. Sonic is very happy with this.
Big man in the back there with all the energy. And we're seeing so much energy from Astralis, and you can see Simple pushing out on that smoke, and he kind of has to do it and just trust in his teammates that they can actually win some battles on that B bomb side. But just 1 frag shy of making the round theirs, and it's 3 more for Astralis to take the trophy as Na'Vi's economy is ruined and they need to save. They effectively need to let Astralis get to 14, James, before they can even have a fight of this one.
How on earth did they pull a round win out of that bag? That was quite something. Right then. Oh, the situation could hardly be worse for Na'Vi. They're fighting with pots and pans. With Astralis on 13 rounds. Look at this situation. This absolutely sucks for Na'Vi. Clinic from team to team to team in this major. Simple towards long. Not with an AWP, but with a scout. 4 players towards Na'Vi. They're asking a lot of him. with that weapon. And Astralis, they know the shortcomings in the situation for Na'Vi, they know the problems, and they will start slow. They will make it long and painful.
So much tension. Edward taking forward position, always good for the CTs. Again, to try to complete more of the puzzle. What Astralis are doing. More noise made as we get map control beginning to be fleshed out here for Astralis, but they will likely need to retake this Suez position and maybe, just maybe, beautiful flashbang still gets it done, does it? When it falls down, more damage done. Is it enough though for Electronic to hold on?
43 seconds. The bomb needs to be collected. It looks like Zipex is rotating to grab it, and Device is going to have a look and see what's going on towards A. So I don't think they're quite committed to B just yet, Astralis. Will this be a boost in the smoke? Oh, he's moved at the wrong time, and that has conceded one position of 3 players. Now Astralis know one person is short B, maybe situation. Is there a reaction though from Astralis? Well, there's Simple taken out towards
Device, so Electronic gets into a forward position, finds Device, more players to go there, the bomb quickly makes its way back towards B, should have enough time here to get that plant down, 3.5 seconds is all you need, and well, Zipex will have 3 seconds to spare. It ain't no thang for Astralis as they hold on to the 3 versus 2, and Na'Vi have some big choices to make here. 2 guns to save, or 2 guns to lose, and it looks like they'll make the decision to just hold off here, and there's not really too much they can do. There's no kit anyway, so can they hold on to these guns? It would make so much difference if they could.
What a dire situation for Na'Vi. Performed well moving into this final, but against Astralis, they're making every opponent look like they're playing schoolboy football. 14 for Astralis. They are 2 rounds away from winning this major. A team always has big support in London. We've seen topless family members at previous ECS finals. 2 rounds away. So far ahead of their opponents. But the C teams are back on the bye. We've got Mexican waves in London. 2 rounds away. Simple with AWP. Hasn't been much of anything in this series so far. Will it be a difference now for Na'Vi? It has to be now.
It has to be now. You're absolutely correct. He needs to come online. And Dupree moves forward. Oh, they spot him. Simple down. Angle there for Dupree. Gets snapped up there as Zeus is playing so much Dupree, but he still makes it work somehow. Na'Vi in a man advantage. Very chaotic situation for both sides, as Astralis now have over a minute to play a 3 versus 4, but Na'Vi have no utility here.
They've got some flashbangs, however, but we'll see if they, how much they mean. Now, Zipex is in the short B position, and he may have heard Edward moving towards Monster, so there may be a warning that someone is probably on the right-hand side, but what can you do with it? Device lining up, but that's a loss. That means rotation time. Use on the flank, way, and no one's seen just yet. There's Device there. Half the score of Astralis.
You can see the booth of Na'Vi. They look to be keeping some good spirits here. They look to be calm in this desperate situation. Good round here from Edward to finish things off, and that was just ridiculous. So the way that the flashes were exchanged in the duels at the beginning of that round, that is certainly not a consistent way that Na'Vi can look to win some of these rounds, but they may look to change things here. Picking up the second AWP onto playing as Simple goes aggressive. Once again, Simple put into play with this AWP. Can he deliver for Na'Vi? They need it most desperately now, and nice nade line up there from Edward as Na'Vi go aggressive. Oh, a miss there from Simple. He's got to be hitting those, James.
It can be hard to get out of this position. You can see, oh no, Dupree's going towards long instead, but it is very precarious for a sniper to move out of connector and into toilets, or anyone really. but they will escape. And they having an investment towards long now, Electronic and Simple, and Dupree may be looking for information soon. Is Simple ready for the flick? Because Dupree might be jumping up soon. Oh, the timing won't favour him. Dupree in the toilets now, and Electronic is close long. Magisk and Zipex in connector. Edward on short B. So there is some information seeking here for Na'Vi, but how will it change as this clock continues to tick?
50 seconds, and Astralis begin to set themselves up for a push into this A site where Simple waits. Can he make that previous miss? Can he start getting some numbers on the board here as the grenades start to fly in to make his life impossible? Astralis cut off the front of the site. Trying to get some hot shot through the smoke. Be blind and down. Simple has to hold here, but Electronic is reliable. Pushes forwards. They know he's there. Aim his move. Oh, the double! Surely the double, but no! Just and it's a 2v2 here for Na'Vi, and it gets worse there for Astralis. Flamey with an incredible shot.
Glaze now alone in the 1 versus 2. Just about with it. He's just missing the ball. There is a frag as well for Na'Vi. So tough. The flashbangs are so on point. Every single round is so hard to even see anyone to shoot them in this match. But here we are. Na'Vi now with round number 8. And they've put Astralis into territory which is almost unfamiliar to them. It's Eco Town maybe for Astralis. Nice shot from Flamey, but I mean, are we seeing nerfs from Na'Vi? I think most of the time Edward gets a 2-man spray down there in the toilet position, and maybe that could have been enough to lose in the round, but here they are.
Absolutely, and we don't see Simple as much, but we're seeing Electronic, we're seeing Flamey coming to life. Edward doing the damage. Astralis to change the to the chest of Magisk, another one from Flamey. He's going to go down, but he's done a good job. 3 versus 2, the C-set. One above on the bottom side is Zeus looking to close the position. Zipex with a missed shot. They were ready for that switch of pace. That could have been their end, but they made it perhaps their beginning.
These sprays are all over the place. I really feel like Na'Vi are feeling the pressure. They are fighting for their lives in this major. Again, Astralis just 2 rounds away from winning the whole thing. And even a round just like this can be enough to really get them even closer to it. Wow. But Na'Vi survive for now. They close the deficit to 5 rounds. But Astralis are on the bye once more. Dupree on a Galil to allow him to, well, maybe you had to get some grenades in and get out of the way. But the rest are quick enough. Astralis, so well studied in Counter-Strike in general, as individuals, as teams, on their opponents. 2 rounds away from the major.
And Na'Vi said they like it when it gets emotional. That's when they play their best CS, and it can't be any more emotional than it is now. Maybe, just maybe, Electronic and Flamey and their performances have lifted some pressure, at least off the shoulders of Simple. And we could see Na'Vi come to life. They are in position. They just must win this round to break that money of Astralis. Astralis start to move towards that A-bomb site. And Na'Vi start to feel their presence. Simple at the can he catch someone rotating in? Yes, he can! And there's Simple.
It's an example of why that's such a strong position for a sniper. Can catch somebody coming out of the toilets, around the toilets, or in and out of connector. If you've got the skill, you can deliver. 5 versus 4. So Youth will join the players in the B-bomb site. They are expectant. All of Astralis outside now. Magisk looking to line up grenades, it seems. Sure, carrying the ball. More or less here for Na'Vi, and here comes the bedlam once again.
This is coming, it's just so talented. Will start to shoot his way out. Close range, only good for 1. 15 seconds are left to bomb. The bomb, Zipex finds an incredible shot there through the smoke. And now things start to get very desperate for Na'Vi. Not like this. Electronic is going to have to fall back. And James, they knew everything. Electronic had that flank on the A-long position. They knew the B push was coming, and they still can't do anything against it.
Electronic, is he going to go for this? He's rotating all the way around. If he rotated towards short, it would be completely telegraphed. But I guess he's not. Look at that the money for Na'Vi. This is such a bad situation. Astralis moving to match 2 championship points. And they have 1 rifle maybe going into the next round. Is there anyone that can stop Astralis? I think that's a question.
Can't even save the last gun.
The awareness, do you know why he jumped there? He jumped in case somebody's holding an angle in that completely random spot, so he doesn't get headshot. He bounces off the ceiling immediately, sends the guys tracking up, and takes them out. It's ridiculous.
They take everything away, Astralis. You can't even save 1 rifle to try to have any glimmer of hope in preventing that 16-9. Na'Vi will take a timeout, and this better be one very special timeout. We've seen it before. You know, we have that moment where there was that timeout back when Zeus was on Gambit, and we saw that speech that roused the players and allowed them to bring it back. It needs to be one hell of a speech here for Na'Vi to bring them back into this one. Here at the Face It London Major.
15-9. If Na'Vi are going to do it, it's going to be the hard way. 2 MP9s and 3 pistols. The odd grenade here and there. And this is what they have to defend with. This could be the last round of this major. London, make some noise! Astralis with all the tools. Destiny's in their hands now.
And there it is, Magisk with the first spot there. Sees that presence on connector. Na'Vi, very aggressive, hyper-aggressive towards that position with those close combat weapons. These MP9s, as mentioned, and Astralis really playing it safe there. They're expecting the aggression now that they spotted that push there in connector, and they start to play it slow through the playground's position. Astralis are making so sure that they do not get caught off guard here, that they can just close this with the weapon advantage that they have right now in this round.
Na'Vi's control of connector could end up being very important, but they don't have information towards the kind of traps there. So it can be their friend, but also become their enemy. And Astralis seem very expectant. They're going to split connector from the top and the bottom. To approach it. Here's a trade there. Look at the flashbang just in case. Running out of bullets with a pre-fire. Look at how efficient this team are. They will give you no edge to capitalize on. Nothing to exploit. They are merciless.
Astralis know as well that, okay, maybe they'll have to run the time down a lot, but if they can at least trade out, even if it's a 3 versus 4 in the favor of Na'Vi, at least they create more space on the map, so they have more to work with. And there's 20 seconds here. Maybe they're cutting this too fine. We have some grenades towards that A-bomb site, but here comes the fast rotation. There's going to be very little time when they come into this B-box, but there's nobody there to stop the plant. Surely Edwards might make a quick run at this. If he dies for nothing, it's a 2 versus 4, and he will die for nothing. Glaive makes sure of that.
All that's left between Astralis and the Major. Simple on the high ground with Glenn, and surely he's going to get taken out. Oh, it might not be over yet. There's no killer. They've got to go fast. Simple, the second one. They have to keep going. They've got to charge forward. He misses the jump. Maybe now with the 5-7, he's baiting. The player on short B is red. Touching the and there is it. It's just down to Flamey. It's not going to happen. Astralis has won the Face It London Major.
Era is absolutely cemented. A team that is surely above everybody else. Every single facet of their gameplay, from practice rooms to the grand final stage, is perfect, James.
Absolutely dominant. They talk about eras, they talked about it before, they talk about it now. I have never seen such a dominant Astralis as we see now. No one close to them at any point in this major. They put in so much work. All of them, all 6 of them in that booth, so much work. And the supporting team as well. what a colossal team this is. And you do wonder what rugby it will be like for them. Absolutely monstrous, and it's commiserations for Na'Vi, but here they come. The Danes, your champions. It's time to lift that trophy. Glaven Decree. You'll face it, London Major champions.
All right, London, let's hear it for Astralis.
Astralis! They never